Hello my dear friends and welcome to StudyIQ. I am Joycey Joy and today in this lecture we will discuss about quality electricity supply in the country. So first, coming to the current affair, India is moving towards a universal electrification policy. So government has already adopted various schemes and policies in order to ensure universal electrification. That is, every household should have the electricity connection, and it has already achieved the target of rural electrification. So now the major concern is that even though government is trying hard to meet its target of universal electrification and it's been largely successful in achieving the target, the challenge here is that there are various bottlenecks with the supply. That means the quality of the supply, affordability plus reliability of the supply is a major issue. So in this lecture we will discuss about the quality issues of electricity supply and how we can overcome this crisis. But before we begin, this is our channel StudyIQ and we are providing pen drive courses for various competitive examinations including SSC and bank courses, UPSC optionals, SSC JE courses, teaching examination, railway examination, defense examinations, RBI grade B, NABARD grade A, UGC NET, UPSC Civil Services Examination, CLAT exams, and for various state PSCs and also for various professional courses. You can visit our website www.studyiq.com for more details, or you can call to any of these numbers for more information. Now let us understand what are the drawbacks in the approach adopted by the government. So government has targeted for a universal electricity connection or electrification and rural electrification. So there were various drawbacks in the approach of the government in supplying power. So the focus of the government was on universal availability or universal electrification. But the true objective of providing universal electrification is to improve the quality of the life of people and in order to aid the economic activities. So in order to meet the true objectives of electrification, what has to be done is to provide or to ensure affordable and reliable electricity supply. But the focus of the government was only to achieve universal electrification or to make electricity available. So the true objective will not be met, that is to improve the quality of life of its citizens and to help or aid in economic activities, for example agriculture. So these two are the core objectives of electrification or providing power supply. So these core objectives cannot be met if there is no reliability and affordability. So reliability directly refers to the quality of power supply. It means that power should be available all throughout or 24/7. So we should have a reliable source of power. And again, affordability. Affordability comes in terms of money or monetary basis. So it should be affordable. Merely making it available is not enough. It should also ensure that it is affordable to the masses. So these two has to be met if the true objective of electrification or providing energy or electricity supply has to be ensured. But from the case of India, or the status of availability of power supply in India, what we understand is that the government or the policy makers have largely neglected the objectives of reliability and affordability. They were merely rushing towards ensuring household electricity connection in order to ensure universal electrification and also to achieve the village electrification milestones. And the supply of power is managed by cash-strapped distribution companies or the DISCOMs. And these DISCOMs do not have any financial incentive to supply to the rural poor. So what is the problem with the DISCOMs? They are already debt-ridden and they do not get any financial incentives in order to supply quality power or uninterrupted power, 24/7 power to the rural areas. So in this basis, even though there is mere availability of power supply, it does not ensure quality, reliability or affordability. Now let us understand what are the concerns in this regard. The first one is the quality of the supply or the supply quality. We have already seen that the focus of the government is on connections or increasing the number of connections, thereby achieving universal availability of power supply. So they have not focused on the problems with electricity supply quality. And also the number of problems with the electricity supply quality is also not addressed. So these complaints are of metering, billing, payment related complaints, etc. These complaints, like any delay or mistakes in the bills, lead to very high bills, and this would not be affordable for the small consumers, and they will find it very difficult to pay the bill, and this will lead to disconnection. So the quality of the supply is not ensured even though availability is taken care of. Now, second issue is with regard to power outages. According to government reports, around 16 to 24 hours of power is supplied in rural areas. But this is according to the government reports. But according to consumer surveys and sample measurements, there are much lesser hours of power supply that is available in the rural areas. So, a reliable source of power is not available in rural areas from consumer surveys and other sample measurements. Now, coming to the community services. So, apart from electrification in homes, rural electrification should also ensure access to agriculture, small business, community services like street lighting or schools, health centers, etc. So these should also be taken care of. Now, if we take the example of agricultural sector gets around 7 to 8 hours of power supply in most of the states on an average, and this is mostly given during the night hours. So they cannot make use of this power supply for irrigation or running the machines, etc. And also these 7 to 8 hours of power supply is also highly interrupted. So there are frequent interruptions in this power supply as well. So frequent interruptions also discourage the operation of commercial enterprises or small scale enterprises in rural areas. So these are all some of the concerns associated with the supply of power in India, and let us understand what can be the possible measures in order to address these concerns. So in general, we can say that the government and policy makers should ensure that the quality of supply is not compromised. That means mere availability is not enough, but quality, uninterrupted quality, reliable power should be ensured. Now we have discussed about the consumer grievances and complaints, and majority of them are regarding the bills, payments, meters, etc. So the post connection parameters. After the connection is provided, certain parameters are there. For example, the issue of the first bill, hours of supply, distribution transformer failure rate. So all these needs to be checked. This means that government should take measures to undertake post connection checking, monitoring and supervision. Now secondly, the efficiency of the state discoms should be improved, and for that the state discoms should be provided with certain financial incentives in order to improve their performance. So the state discoms have a direct connection with billing, deployment of the bill payment centers, etc. So if the efficiency of the state discoms are improved, all these will improve. So the state discoms can undertake initiatives like deploying panchayat offices, post offices, health centers, etc. for making the bill payments, etc. So for that, incentives should be provided to the state discoms. And also along with that, the distribution companies or the discoms should be financially penalized if they account for any poor quality of supply or in case of inefficiency in the performance, etc. So first they should be incentivized, and even after, if they continue to poorly perform with the parameters, then the regulatory commissions should penalize these discom companies for the poor quality of supply they make. Now thirdly, in order to address the grievances and the complaints of the users, the complaint procedures should be simplified, like the use of technology, for example mobile applications or public hearings in case of rural areas, etc. should be adopted. Now regarding IPDS, that is Integrated Power Development Scheme, which is presently used in the urban areas, this should be extended to the rural areas as well. And in order to promote the economic activity, small enterprises with consumption of about 300 units should be assured affordable tariff. So this will help in promoting the economic activity. So small scale industries or small scale entrepreneurs will be benefited. This will improve the economic activity and also power will be made available at affordable rates to them. And for community services or community facilities like street lights, schools, hospitals, etc., the availability of power should be supplemented by the deployment of solar plants as well, or renewable sources of energy as well. And various technology led initiatives can also be adopted, like for example the use of prepaid meters, smart meters, direct benefit transfer, etc. should be attempted first on a pilot basis and then on a pan-India basis. So these are the possible measures that can tackle the issue of quality of power supply in the country. And you can find the PDF of this lecture on my Facebook page, and you can also follow my Facebook page for more video updates. And please write to me on joyce.studyiq@gmail.com for any of your queries or for any of your suggestions. Thank you.